Hi, I'm Judy Gilliam, and I've written a book called Florence and Her Fantastic Family Tree. It was published last year by Familius Publishing, and I'm very proud to share it with you and to help you create your own family tree. We're going to work on that. We're going to work on your family tree. But first, let me share Florence and her fantastic family tree. At least Ms. Collins didn't assign us a diorama for our family project. She said, just create a family tree. That was so easy. The problem is that my family tree doesn't just have a trunk, roots, leaves, and branches. It has stickers and thorns and extra limbs. My family tree is prickly and scaly and partially overgrown. My best friend Sanji's tree is pretty simple. One mom, one dad, one brother. When she posts her family tree on Ms. Collins' classroom wall, it's going to look like this. We'll take 3 or 4 poster boards and end up looking like a jungle of people. You see, I don't have a neat little family tree. I have extras. There's me and my brother Fred, and we have 4 parents. Well, make that 6. You see my problem. How do I explain this? Okay, first it was just my mom and dad, Betty and Bruce. And they got married and had Fred and me. Ta-da! When Fred and I were really small, they broke up. And then Betty married James and Bruce married Lucy. Are you counting? That makes 4 parents. Betty and James ended up adopting Caitlin, and Bruce and Lucy came up with 3 of their own, brothers Wills, Brian, Percy. Then, sadly, Bruce and Lucy divorced, and Bruce married Kate, and Lucy married Fabian. If you're still counting, that's 6 parents. The original Betty and Bruce, Betty's second husband, James, Bruce's second wife, Lucy, followed by third wife, Kate, and stepmother Lucy's new husband, Fabian. A total of 6. Hard to keep up with, right? As you can see, my family tree is going to take up a lot of room on the classroom wall. And to add to that, Bruce and his wife, Kate, had a son, Sam, who's technically my half brother. That's a lot of kids. There's me and Fred and Caitlin and the 3 brothers, Wills, Brian, and Percy. Oh, and don't forget new baby Sam. So let's see what this family tree is going to look like now. Sometimes even I get confused about all of my parents and siblings. So I worry that the teacher and my classmates will be really confused too. But that's not my only worry. Will my tree actually fit into the space? What will I do if it's too big? Can I explain who is who? Will anyone believe me? Should I bring all of my family to school? No, let's just stick to paper. I may need help taking it to class and taping it to the class wall, but here goes. My family with all the parts, the branches, the stems, the leaves, the trunks, the berries, and the nuts. It may not be simple. It may not be easy to describe, but these are my people, and they're going to take up most of Miss Collins' wall. But you know the best part? That's me, right in the middle of this great, big, loud, colorful, fun family that I call mine. Next time, I'll include my grandparents. There must be 20 of them. That's Florence, and you can see that she has a huge family, and it's kind of hard to explain. And some of you boys and girls, when you think about your family, you may also have the problems that Florence has. How do I explain who is who? And how does everyone relate to everyone else? Or your family may be very small, just your mom and yourself, or maybe your grandmother, or maybe an aunt or uncle, and you and your brother. Families are different, and all families are unique. Each family has its own characteristics and its own group of people. And like Florence, you may wonder and worry a little bit about how you can explain who your family is. So we're going to make a family tree, and I hope you'll stay with me for this activity. And I bet you remember Florence's family tree in the book when she got it all put together and she got it up on the wall and it looked like this. Well, I'm going to help you make a family tree that looks like this, only your family and not Florence's. So you and your parents or an adult, maybe your teacher, maybe a counselor, but an adult is probably going to work with you to make this family tree. And I want to make it really simple by giving you this website, because on this website are all of these downloadable free materials that your mother, father, aunt, uncle, whomever can work with you, or your teacher. And it's www.bujudygilliam.com. And you will be able, the adult will be able to download those pages. So the first one you're going to see is a way to plan your family tree. And you're going to have to think about this and talk to the adult and decide who's the head of your family. And you can write their names down, or the adult could write the names down. You're going to include all your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your cousins, anybody else that you believe should be on your family tree. That's sort of like a planning chart, an organizational chart. And that's the first thing you would do. And then I've included for you an example. And you will recognize this because this was in the book. There's Florence right there in the middle of her family tree. This will be a good example for you to use as you talk through who are the people that you would put on your tree. And then finally, I have on the website a blank family tree. You can put yourself here and all of your family members around you. I've seen this done many different ways. Sometimes children will simply write the names of themselves and all of their family members. Sometimes they draw pictures. Sometimes, and one child that I worked with actually went to her mother's photo book and cut out photographs and glued them on this family tree. So it makes a beautiful picture for you and your family to look at and talk about who are all these people. And I've not only included this sort of thing, but for parents, for teachers, and for counselors, I've included some ideas. The last thing is you'll want to talk about, where am I going to display my family tree? If you do it at school with a teacher or a counselor, you're probably going to put it in your own classroom. And just like Florence, you're probably going to tape it to the wall. And it may be really big. Or you're going to do it at home with your parents or a family member, and you might put it in the living room, or you might put it in your bedroom. And in this time of not seeing your grandparents and other family members as much as you'd like to, maybe you're going to go on a conference call and you're going to hold up your family tree and you're going to say, look what I did. And here I am, and here you are. And it's a great way to connect and relate to your family. I hope that this has been something that has been beneficial to you, to your parents, and possibly to teachers and others. And you'll be able to use this story and use the materials and create your own family tree. Just remember that every family is different, every family is unique, and every family is worth celebrating. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Book Lovers Festival. I plan to attend, and I'm certainly happy that you invited me. Thank you, Mary Payton. I appreciate that. And I'm going to sign off now.